Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Sunday, July 7th, 2024, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Now Mind You podcast.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Ba-ba-ba-bow.
yeah, 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 boy.
This is episode 120.
I don't
Sorry.
know what the
This
fuck
is
that was.
episode. I was trying to push past it, but I also kind of liked it. But this is episode 124, Manga. We are your hosts. I'm TJ.
I'm Bryce.
Matt had a family emergency. We are thinking of him and we hope everything is okay.
Well
And we
wishes.
will see him exactly. We will see him next week. And of course, we're his homie, so we'll be hitting him up immediately after this. But with that being said, Bryce and I were here. We're taking over for a little bit. And as far as announcements go, nothing crazy, just the usual. The docket for today, we got Ippo, Chainsaw, Sakamoto, Kaiju, Jujutsu Kaisen. Basically, we have the full docket aside from Dragon Ball Super, which hey, they they
Take their time.
exactly they take as much time as they need. We know what loss the world has just suffered, right? Um as far as the rest of the docket goes, we'll go over our favorite chapter this week, then we'll get into our topic of the week, which I believe was what, Bryce?
The topic of the week was. Sorry, I just had it up. Has there ever been a manga or anime where you couldn't get behind the main character or help but root for the villain?
It
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna save it a little bit for the when we get there, but I thought I was gonna be scraping the barrel, then I came up with a few.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Okay.
but
Good.
with that, I'm gonna kick us off with Ippo. All right. So Hajime no Ippo, we're getting into chapter 1462, titled Hairstyle. Where do we leave off? Basically, it was almost like a buzzer beater finish, right? Mashiba scored a knockdown, and before that, Rosario scored a knockdown. They both took a breath. We're about to rush in, and the ref was like, I can't believe I'm about to risk my life like this, but let me just go ahead and stop these niggas before they tear each other apart, right? So, where you start off in the inter, so getting into like kind of a summary, basically, it's the break time. It's the intermission between rounds, and the chapter kind of start, or I should say, the chapter kind of ends right at the start of round four, right?
Okay.
How would I review this? I mean, look, it's just you see Mashiba's corner telling him like, hey, bro, just keep your breath, like hold your breath, relax, calm down. Well, not hold your breath, relax, calm down, stay breathing, so on and so forth. But Mashiba asks his coach a question, it's like, hey, what did I get hit with? What did I take? And it's like, yeah, man, it was a right hook. You didn't see it coming. It's like, oh shit, that's what it is. All right, cool. So now it seems like Mashiba, with that realization that he got caught the way he did, he's going to have to go off the written script that they had for this fight, off the plan that they had for this fight in order to be successful. So we know that Mashiba's original plan was, well, I mean, the logical original plan, because we knew that Rosario screwed up his training camp, right, by going to jail. Therefore, he didn't really cut weight the proper way. His stamina is a question mark, right? We're still in the early rounds, and the idea would be like, yes, Rosario is going to try to end it early, but all you have to do is withstand, keep your distance. You know how to fight a southpaw. You did all that training with Ippo, so you can take him out in the later rounds when he's completely gassed out. But with Rosario showing as much, I guess, fortitude as he is showing, despite everything Mashiba's like throwing his way, and even Mashiba knocking him down a few times, it seems like that plan will no longer be effective. He's gonna have to switch gears a little bit and try to end it early, right? Um, with that, we see Rosario. He basically like kind of he's got this whole theme about like, man, this is unfair. This is too much. It's so unfair. I hate this. I'm done holding back. It's like every time he says it's unfair, it's like a Jujutsu Kaisen user like expand using their domain expansion basically. And this time he does the it's unfair and he rubs out those weird. I mean, I guess maybe they're trying to be Bantu knots, but like I I need the author Ippo to just look at African hairstyles first. Just like just do me a favor, dog. Just do some research because Whatever that shit was that was on his head, that ain't it, dog. But anyway, basically rubs out that hairstyle, ends up with like a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan look, kind of like a Trunks Gohan vibe going on, and he enters into this fourth round just determined to inflict some cursed energy on Mashiba, right? And of course, we have this interesting side interaction with Sawamura, Ryohei, Takeshi Sendo and Miyata Ichiro, all former opponents, and with the exception of Sawamura, friends of Ippo, kind of watching on to this fight, because we know that Sawamura and Mashiba have some history as well. But like Sawamura is like trying to be like, hey man, I can't figure out this fight. Like, what's gonna happen? Who's gonna happen? And like Miyata's like, you and Sendo should know more than I do because y'all are way more similar to the wild animals that are Rosario and Mashiba than I am. But yeah, round four starts. Rosario wastes no time, and that's pretty much it. It ends on just a panel of Mashiba's face, and you see his left eye glinting like he's got an answer for this nigga. But yeah, that was Ippo. Good chapter. Looking forward to see what's gonna go on in the next chapter. And it's just, yeah, I feel like we're about to head into a momentum shift because there's got to be a significance with the hairstyle switch up and the vibe changing around Rosario. But I'll leave it at that, and I'll pass the mic over to my boy Bryce to take us into the next one.
You know what? I will be happy. I will. Well, I don't want to say happy to do that.
I
Um,
understand why. I know what you
so,
mean.
so we going into Chainsaw Man, chapter 170. Um, Tatsuki Fujimoto knows how to fuck with people emotionally. Um, this chapter is called How to Eat Sushi.
Oh,
And this is just basically Barham's fucked up omakase way of bringing Denji to probably the lowest point of his life. Um, yeah, let's get into it. So,
I think you summarized the chapter right there.
yeah. So Denji and Barham are talking. As like last chapter, Barham offers him some egg sushi. I never had egg sushi. It doesn't really sound good, but hey,
It's actually pretty tasty. I've had egg sushi before. It's not that bad. It's
yeah.
actually, yeah. Honestly, it's like a nice little appetizer.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I've been like in the mood for more sushi. Anyway, let's get to it. Of course, Barham tells Denji if he disobeys, he'll never get a chance to see Nayuta. Of course, we now know that that's bullshit. He was just egging him along. Oh damn. No pun intended. Denji eats the egg and he keeps going, and now we're starting to get information about about what Barham's really doing and why he wants Denji. Um, of course, there's public safety people outside. Um, uh, and we kind of get some information about what they want. So the Public Safety Commission, as well as Barham, I'm assuming, want Chainsaw Man's power, and we are led to believe that Denji hasn't really fully accessed all of Chainsaw Man's power, which now makes sense because, as we said before, if Chainsaw Man kills you, right, you completely disappear.
Hmm.
Denji killed Makima, but we got Nayuta, so how would that even be possible?
Hmm.
Well, we have an explanation names from existence. Um, I'll just quote it could be changed. It
Wait, Bryce,
uses
you kind of cut out a little bit. Say it one more time, please.
I cut out. Okay.
Hmm.
But yes, I said I was gonna quote Baron.
Hmm.
Uh, let's see. Everyone's fear and your unhappiness. Okay, so he was going into the two things that would make Denji full power in order to get the full power of Chainsaw Man. Everyone's fear and your unhappiness. So of course, because Denji was a superhero, that was hard to do. But after this whole scenario, Denji's now looking a lot scarier. Um,
Hmm.
Now, in regards to his unhappiness, um, we get panels kind of building up to it, but people just see what's on the sushi rotator, and
The
we
conveyor
see
belt.
Nayuta's conveyor belt, and we see Nayuta's decapitated head. It looks like that it's kind of like dried out. It's fucked up. But I'm this is definite confirmation that Nayuta is dead. Because of course, I don't know. I mean, she is a devil, but like I don't think you could come back from decapitation. Not from what I've seen so far. Um, yeah, it's fucked up. Um, so maybe Denji is going to have like this very unfortunate power up in the next chapter. Um, it's we just have to see. Um, yeah, this was a crazy fucking chapter. It was fucked up. Fujimoto is he's just going through the motions. He said, "All right, I gave y'all one of the craziest panels in recent manga history. So now let me just put you down in the dumps. You wasn't expecting this one, huh? Ha ha. No, I wasn't expecting this. I wasn't expecting his sister's head on a fucking conveyor belt on a sushi conveyor belt. Holy shit. Crazy chapter. TJ, I'm gonna pass it to you. What you think?
I think Denji snaps.
Think Genji snaps? I think so too. Rightfully so.
It's
But does
playing. I
Baron
mean, like,
die?
look at the smirk. Like everyone is looking at Nayuta's head, and Barum is looking at Denji. You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I'm just looking at that.
will this be enough to trigger exactly what I want? Like
Hmm.
that's. But it's also like, man, we kind of saw this come. Hey, bro, once we saw them up the blicky on a kid, like
Yep,
we knew all bets were off, right? Like
yep,
this is not something anybody was hoping for, but it's Fujimoto. So we were just like, hey, the possibility
exactly.
is crazy high. I honestly thought it's like they were gonna somehow make it out of the sushi shop, and then Baron was gonna take them to the location of her dead body. This was even worse than what I had even anticipated. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, but so okay. Um, Makima coming back as Nayuta makes sense because Barum is saying like we want a chainsaw man with the power to erase devil names from existence itself. So that means at the time when Denji had killed Makima, he wasn't at that level of chainsaw man yet, right? I think that's where the Denzel, the black chainsaw man, comes into play. I think Barum's trying to see if he can get Denji to get to that level. Um, but man, this chapter was crazy. I don't know when the next chapter is coming out, but I actually do want to see I with great trepidation because we know who we're dealing with as an author.
oh
I
yeah,
still do want to see what's happening next chapter because I feel I like Bryce, you'll agree, right? There was a big moment in Chainsaw Man, even with the wildest chapter in manga history, where we were just like, this is all great, but like, I'm sure there are bigger fish to fry. This
hmm
feels like the chapter before the bigger fish are about to fry.
oh yeah. Nah,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, the grease is hot.
yeah, yeah, right. And so it's like it's about to be go time, bro. So shit, I damn, like
Bruh, like the build
Barum is
was crazy.
he's like
I'm I'm
Joker.
I'm I'm wondering if the sushi chef is in on it.
I
Yeah,
know for sure
nah,
they're
he's
failing
fucked
that
up.
that health inspection,
He's
bro.
fucked up.
They're getting shut down for sure. A fucking head, like
Oh
no,
yeah,
no,
oh yeah.
they're getting shut down. I got nothing to add. Good but sad chapter.
Do we know what Barum's ultimate goal? Is it just for Chainsaw Man to be at full power? But like what?
Well,
Because we know
how
we
is it?
know
Go ahead, go ahead.
how does he fit in with the apocalypse coming?
I'm not sure, but we know that he was running the Chainsaw Man Church, and his goal, especially with what he elaborated on in this chapter, seems to align with what Makima was kind of going for too, in awakening the real chainsaw. Or at least I guess ultimately she was trying to control it. But remember, her whole thing was to try to bring Denji to the ultimate depths of despair.
Yeah,
In the final chapters of part one. But there's still the fact that man, I think Baron might be that other Chainsaw Man still. I don't know if that's been clarified, but it's like, hey, bro, he had like his forearms always out in the open, and he's
yeah,
kind of got like a muscular build, you
yeah.
know? So I don't know. And he's the leader of the Chainsaw Man Church. Is it out of the realm of possibility that he could also be another chainsaw?
And he knows, I mean, he knows so much. How does he know?
Yeah, fucking Joker, man.
Yeah, yeah. Holy shit. Hell of a panel. Hell of a show.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
That is fucked up.
But
And then
with
yeah.
that, shall we segue into Sakamoto Days?
Segue into Sakamoto Days. Let's do it.
Sakamoto Days, Yuto Suzuki. You already know what it is. Chapter 173, titled Escape. Where did we leave off?
Going to a flashback.
Hey, bro, anxiety youngster, aka Akira, was talking to Rion by way of Uzuki. That's such a weird sentence. Be like, hey, how so we got the juice, right? We know why Uzuki's able to create, well, we don't know why he's able to create these personalities, but we know the reason why he was at least able to create them is because of memories he has of these people, right? And with Rion, she was like, "Hey, how? But you know, you never met me, so how do you know so much of me?" It's like, yeah, because your auntie and I we were on the, well, he didn't say we were on the run together, but basically it was segueing into this flashback, or at least the start of the flashback. That is this chapter, right? So we see literally Kindaka just got put down. This is him basically in the coma, about to be hospitalized, and we see Uzuki on the run. He had just dropped the antidote to the poison from that one poison user. This is, of course, in the high school flashback arc. Uh, Rion catches up to him and is about to hold him hostage, and he's like, "No, I had to do this. I had no choice. These niggas was holding my family hostage." And she's like, "What the fuck? What? Huh? Something ain't adding up, right?" So we get a little bit more of an insight into what was actually going on in Alkamar, and it looks like Alkamar was actually, I didn't know that Alkamar was directly linked with the JAA. I feel like that wasn't thoroughly explained earlier, but we
Mm,
got that connection now. So it turns out the JAA was controlling Alkamar, and it looks like Asaki was the guy who ran that orphanage. That explains why he was such a dick. I thought
yeah.
he could have been a product of JAA, but it looks like he was one of the, if not the manager of that whole thing, of the orphanage, right?
Yeah.
Their 511 Kinderheim, if you will. Um, so effectively from there, obviously, we see some JAA agents get sent out to kind of hunt them down, take them out. And now because Leon is seen fleeing with him, she's automatically implicated for the suspicion of killing Kindaka. And they basically have to Thelma and Louise this up, man. Um, Shit, they're on the run, and we see a bond form, a friendship form, and we see effectively, it's like, I think what it's alluding to and what we're seeing here is Rion is going to cause, or is going to like be the catalyst for Uzuki experiencing what it's like to be a regular person. Because it was like this
Mm,
nigga had
yeah.
never had a corn dog, like, you know what I mean, like shit like that, like
Never been outside.
never been outside,
Yeah.
never been to a convenience store, doesn't know how to pump gas and shit. Like all his life, he's had to fight, no pun intended on the Kendrick tip, but it's like that's all he's known. It's like they've just sent him out at he was basically a shinobi, low key,
Yeah.
his whole life. But yeah, that's the chapter ends literally with just on the run. And obviously, you can see their expressions change at the start of the chapter to the end of the chapter. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some romance involved there too.
Oh yeah.
But it does end on an ominous note with the but that life wouldn't last for long, right?
Right.
But yeah, good chapter of Sakamoto Days.
Yes,
Um,
it is. Yes,
I'm
it
really looking forward to the next chapter too, because we know this ultimately ends in tragedy,
Yep.
but I still want to see those other details that we weren't privy to.
Yep.
Um, I'm gonna pass it over to you, Bryce.
I think you covered everything. I think it's really cool. Like you said, it's a hell of a build up. It's cool to get the answers that we wanted, you know, just kind of that disappearance Ren had with Akira, and then all of a sudden Sakamoto just runs into Ren dead and Akira standing over him and Sakamoto with the death blow.
Hmm.
Which, it would actually make more sense the fact that Sakamoto does the death blow to Akira now and Rion takes over. Rion
Oh,
saves them, but she doesn't kill Sakamoto.
mm,
Because why would she do that?
mm.
That's her friend. And she's like, oh well, I get why he did it, but he's wrong. I'm just gonna dip. Um, so yeah, this will be very interesting. I think this will be a cool chance to get to know Rin more and
Hmm.
just kind of her character base because really we have to kind of now we're starting to get into like how the JAA is kind of the antagonist and how Sakamoto wants to take it over in order to make like the businesses.
So I think too, they kind of gave us a link, not a link, but like a link to Sakamoto's plan when they're talking about how the food is shit
I
at the
was just gonna
JA
say that.
cafeterias,
Yeah.
right? Like, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that. Like that's kind of the opening. Like, Sakamoto is basically just offering like a better life for assassins.
Yeah,
It's so fucked up, it's so cold, they don't even get like good food. So
yeah,
maybe this would just be that opening, and maybe eventually we'll see the JAA versus the Sakamoto's version of the JAA while he builds up, assassins and well, not even assassins, just good people that can defend themselves and hold up the law.
yeah,
So yeah, just really cool, really good. Um, how this is gonna play out is gonna be very interesting. I wonder how long this flashback is gonna be, though Sakamoto doesn't really keep things going super long.
yeah. We
Um,
barely get breaks before we jump into the next arc, and we're not complaining, by the way.
yeah, yeah, we barely get breaks. So, but um, yeah, it's gonna be a good ride. I do want to know what went into her death.
Hmm.
Maybe that will be the kind of the attachment point. Maybe it was Mr. Hard Boiled or something to do with Mr. Hard Boiled. That's just something that's always gonna be in the back of my mind as to just kind of how things played out and how the brother ended up being the top of the JAA.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, especially with Sakamoto and everyone just being on the run.
So hopefully we get to see Mr. Jazz Music himself, Yotsumura, pop
Yeah,
up because we know he got framed for the murder of the last chairman.
yeah, he did.
So hopefully we see how this all ties in.
Yeah. But yeah, those are my thoughts.
Cool, cool. All right, Bryce, take us into Kaiju number 8.
Let's go into Kaiju number 8. We with Kaiju number 8. To me personally, I know TJ feels differently. He'll speak his thoughts on his turn, but I think we back in motion. I think this fight is starting to we're past the point of like we're starting to get into something really cool with Kaiju number 8.
I
Um,
don't disagree.
okay, okay, cool, great. So as we said before, it's back to the team up, of course. Shout,
Wait, Bryce, you're fading a little bit. Just heads up.
you said what?
You were kind of fading out a little bit.
I faded out again.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, y'all. As I was saying, it is we're getting the team up again. Of course, Kafka, Kaiju number 8, teaming up with his childhood friend, the leader of the division. I am missing her name right now. I am sorry. Uh,
Mina.
Mina. Kafka and Mina are fighting Kaiju number 9. That has kind of well, Kaiju number 9 and Kaiju number 2, like a weird hybrid. Their teamwork we see is amazing. Kafka's kind of coming in with his style, but every time the opening comes in, Mina comes in with the shooting and just kind of counters it, which though isn't necessarily taking out Kaiju number 9. It is giving Kaiju number 9 just kind of a tougher fight.
Hmm.
It looks like an even battle. Um, the fight's kind of raging on. People are just kind of shocked by the teamwork aspect of it. But as the fight goes on, they notice that it's not really doing much. We noticed that Kaiju number 9 can pull out different Kaiju abilities, which of course we know because Mina was inside that Kaiju world inside of number 9. Um, which we can go into that much later, but hopefully we're going to get some type of indication of any all of that, like just an explanation of why or what. Um, Kaiju number 9 kind of gets the better of Mina, and Kaiju number 8. He holds Kaiju number 8. He punches Mina, punches her into a wall. It looks like Kaiju number 9 is about to do a like a death blow, or is about to get it ready for a death blow, and then Kafka kind of goes inside himself, and we kind of get like a mini flashback telling himself that uh you know what? I'm just gonna quote it. This is Kafka. The combat techniques were our ace in the hole. I couldn't even tell Mina about them. But this is something I've searched for my own, that I kept secret from even Vice Captain Hoshina, an ace even deeper in the hole. I'll kill. I can control it for 1 minute. So what I'm guess I know you want to kill, right? I'm gonna set you free. So basically, it's just the berserker mode within Kafka. I forgot that we saw this in the fight with Captain
He's
what's his name?
out
Yeah, we got that with the captain, and
when he
that was
lost
perfect.
control. Yeah.
Yep. So for the fact that he can control it for at least a minute, it's going to be interesting. How this will change the fight will be fun. Um, I don't think Kefka's going to be able to transform back to normal after this. He's going to be a kaiju permanent.
There's got to be a cost.
There's got to be a cost at this point. But super excited about the next chapter. I feel like we're back on the roll. We got hit with some filler and some chapters that just kind of was slow. It was the first time kaiju got slow. I could let it pass. I could let it slide, but it was getting monotonous. I love the chapter. Would have been my favorite chapter if not for another one. But I'm gonna pass it to TJ.
All that matters to me is those last 2 pages. That was crazy.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
like he had a full-on Naruto Kyuubi moment where it's like, lend me your strength. But
Mm-hmm.
we instead of a dap up, we just see that kaiju fly at full strength. like
Yeah, that
that,
larva.
that
Oh yeah,
kaiju
it
larva
was
is like,
nuts.
ugh, brother, ugh. But it's like just, yeah. Really hyped to see what's gonna come of this in 2 weeks, I guess. How much destruction it causes. I still have a feeling in the back of my head though that number 9 ain't gonna go out that easy, bro. I don't think this is the final battle. I think sure they could destroy this incarnation of number 9, but I really think he's got some backups ready. And plus, Mina was even saying too, is like, hey, bro, he's got like 37,000 different kaijus just floating around inside his body, dog. Like he's got plenty of other tricks up his sleeve. So I don't know. But
I
other than
am
that,
I am
I think you pretty much covered it, man.
I'm really hoping, just to respond to that, I am hoping, so hoping that it's not we don't get like a Naraku type of situation. I think that would just be really lame.
Hmm.
By Naraku, I mean like this is gonna keep going with the same bad guy the
Oh,
whole time.
okay.
Like they just can't get rid of him. Um, I just wouldn't like that personally. Though I don't know what else they could do. Maybe the kaiju world, maybe it's just like an avatar of this universe type thing, which
Hmm.
I wouldn't be mad at because I don't know. Maybe it's just older than people give it credit for. Like maybe it's the first. We don't know, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, great chapter to me personally.
Hmm.
All right, so what's the next one, TJ?
Think we got Jujutsu Kaisen. We're going into chapter 262,
Point
part
two.
2, right? So as y'all may or may not have heard, right, when chapter 262, part 1 came out, it looked like Akutami had fallen ill. And so we kind of got a not full length chapter. I guess this was the rest of that, or with maybe like some supplemental pages here and there. But effectively, if you haven't, read Jujutsu Kaisen in a while, we're at that point in the battle between Sukuna and everyone else, right? Where Yuta had to kind of make the ultimate sacrifice. And basically he copied Geto, well, really Kenjaku's technique, body swap, or really body hop, brain hopped himself from his body into Gojo's corpse. And once he was in Gojo's corpse, he had to put that reverse curse technique on full fucking blast because remember, Gojo was in two pieces, right? Once in there, shows up to the fight and immediately invokes his domain expansion. Well, invokes a simple domain inside of Sukuna's domain expansion because Sukuna has been disabled now with not having a left hand. And I think just the cumulative damage that Yuji and I guess Choso to a certain degree and some of the others have put on Sukuna, he can't really effectively use his curse technique. But enough black flashes have also been invoked to where like he's not completely done, right? And there's still that prevailing theory that Sukuna might still be holding back, but I digress. um in this chapter, how would I summarize this? If you think back, Dragon Ball, Namek Saga, Frieza Saga, when Goku arrives on Namek, takes out the Ginyu Force, and he starts fighting Captain Ginyu, and Captain Ginyu body swaps with him, and then Vegeta fights Ginyu Goku, and he's like, "Oh, you're not able to really control this body yet." And then Vegeta just
The shit
dismantles
out of
him.
Goku or Goku's body.
And he's like, Ginyu could or could not have been in there. Vegeta would have done the same shit. But that's been on the point. The point being here that uh Yuta really did not have enough time to acclimate to the body of Gojo Satoru to probably effectively use the techniques such as, the six eyes, infinity, purple, all these things. Because something that Gojo would be able to do without thinking, you just gotta be like, wait, man, what's the fucking sequence? Like, how do I do this, that, and the third? So ultimately, it looks like it's a pretty even on the hand-to-hand combat tip, but now when it's time for him to use purple, like immediately Sukuna shuts that down. So you're thinking like, man, how the fuck is he gonna be able to even do anything if Sukuna is just shutting down everything he does? Well, we got to give a shout out to our boy Inumaki, right?
Yeah,
Because they knew
Sam.
that this would have been a problem. They saw that and they had a contingency in place. They had a tape recorder set up somewhere in that rubble to play the real version of Inumaki's voice. And what did it say? Don't move. You know that shit took out like 7 years from his life and
Yeah,
may have given him like some throat issues permanently, right? Ain't enough cough drops, cough syrup, cough spray that'll help him off of that one because to be able to control a dude like Sukuna, right?
yeah.
Anyway, while Sukuna is forced to obey Inumaki's command, guess what?
Hollow purple.
Hollow purple, right? That gives our boy Yuta Satoru, right? Gojo Okotsu enough time to say the invocation to call it hollow purple. Now it ends there. It remains to be seen if this proves effective. I'm going to hope for yes, but realistically,
No,
probably not. I'm gonna pass it over to Bryce.
no, you hit it right on the head. Probably not. Maybe I don't even know. We don't even know if like it'll work. Like, yeah, Sakuna looks shocked. Um, and he's definitely. I mean, he's not moving, but we'll see how this goes. Fuck around, and then we're just gonna get a panel of Yuta speaking to Gojo in the afterlife or some shit.
Mm.
Um,
Oh, damn.
I mean, no, seriously,
Damn.
like we got to remember who's the main character here.
Yeah,
Um,
it's fucking Sukuna apparently.
yeah, yeah, it's Sakuna. So, it was a good chapter. It's very interesting. It's good that Gege is feeling better. Happy to hear that. Um,
Mhm.
very cool to kind of get the finish of this chapter. Yuta not being able to control or like be fully intact with Gojo's body is very worrisome. Um,
Mhm.
though I get the strategy behind it, I feel like I don't know, like Mate, was Yuta really on the deathbed when it came to Sukuna? Was he really gonna die? Die?
No, he's racing against time right now, bro. Like,
I'm talking about in his original body.
yeah, he was gonna die. Those were like insurmountable injuries.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. So this just seems like a last ditch Hail Mary. Um, and how this is gonna play out is gonna be very interesting. This fight is so off the rails. I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, and like we have to remember too that Yuta is literally racing against time because he's got the like because he can't tap into Rika right now because he's using Kenjaku's technique to use
Right.
Gojo's technique. So
And
like
even still, like,
once
what body would he even transfer into if it is?
right, it's like once Rika's shit runs out, once Kenjaku's shit runs out, it's like he's just that's it. He's dead, I think.
Yeah.
Um Worst, like best case scenario, he manages to take Sukuna with him, but we
Yeah.
shall see.
Yeah. Um, Very interesting. There's still some people at play here. We're starting to see people kind of show up, like Inumaki. Maybe
Yeah,
Maki will show back up. Um, we just gotta see. I don't think Hollow Purple's hitting. If it does, it's taking out another arm or something.
yeah,
Because I think Yuta doesn't have control over Gojo's body like that. So he's gonna get Hollow Purple summoned, but he's gonna miss somehow, or it's not
yeah,
gonna like it's not gonna be like perfect. Because they made so many references to Yuta not having like uh full cursed energy control.
yeah,
And Yuta just saying like, yo, like being in Gojo's body and using this power is so fucking different.
yeah,
So yeah, just building up the reasoning is what I'm saying. But yeah, like
100%.
I said, it's a really good chapter. It's a really good chapter.
Well, with that, dude, what was your favorite chapter this week?
My favorite chapter this week was Dan to Dan. Don
Mm,
to Don. I feel the same way about early Kaiju number 8 that I do feel about. I feel the same way about Don to Don. The same way I feel about early Kaiju number 8. Like there's no missing.
mm.
There's no missing. Are you caught up?
Dan to Dan, no, I still got time. I still got
Well, what
a
do you think
minute.
so far? What do you think? Like getting more into it.
I'm not mad at it. That's
Okay.
what I'll say.
Okay. Um. But yeah. Down to Nine had a great chapter. Um. Just really cool what they're doing. It's solely based off the fact that you just don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Um. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. What's your favorite chapter this week, TJ?
that's a tough one.
Some good shit.
Trying to think. It was cool to have Jujutsu Kaisen back.
Hmm.
Um, but if I had to choose, Sakamoto Days doesn't miss, but it was like a flashback. It wasn't like an action chapter,
Yeah.
right? Hajime no Ippo was pretty good. Uh Chainsaw Man was good in a very sad way.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think like outside of those, there wasn't a new versus. We didn't get a new One Punch Man. I mean, we did get a new Kengan Omega, and I'm hyped for it only to see like more of Agito now that he's combined formless with traditional,
Yeah.
right? But man, if I really had to choose, you know what? I'm gonna say Rooster Fighter Volume 6. I ate
Oh,
that shit up
yo.
in one
I
day.
just finished it last
I
night.
ate that shit up in one day. I'm gonna say Rooster Fighter
Me
Volume
too.
6. Yeah.
Rooster Fighter was I love Rooster Fighter.
That shit
I
was
fucking
insane, bro.
love
We
it.
have Super Saiyan roosters
We
now,
got
bro.
Super Saiyan Roosters.
Like that
The
shit was
the power
crazy,
of the gizzard, bro. The power
bro.
of the gizzard.
Gizzard.
I don't even like gizzards. I'm gonna start eating them.
I'm cool, bro. My dad tried to get me to like chicken gizzards. I'm like, I don't think we were meant to eat this.
Nah, that's real.
but,
That's real.
dude, uh, yeah, yeah. All right. Shall we segue into the topic of the week?
Let's do it.
All right. Let me see. Let me
Topic of
pull
the
that
week.
up.
Has there ever been a manga or anime where you couldn't get behind the main character or help but root for the villain? I got a list.
I got two, right? I shouldn't
Got
have said a
two.
few. I should say a couple. And I
I got a
got
couple and I got reasons why.
I I got one for like each part of that question.
Okay, who wants to go first?
How many are on your list?
Uh, I got three manga, one anime.
Okay. Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Um, I got technically speaking two manga, but I think both of them have an anime. Um,
Okay.
but if you don't mind, I'll go first since I only have the
Sure.
two. My first one, Go Go Loser Ranger. Literally, you're rooting for the
Oh, that's a
villains.
good one. I didn't think of that.
Literally. But it's not like the villains. It's like think of like the Putty Patrol in Power Rangers. You're rooting for them.
Yeah.
Because without going into it too deep and spoiling shit, the Rangers are on grime time.
Yeah,
Like
that ain't shit.
they're grimy. Yeah, that was my first one. Go Go Loser Ranger. Like you end up rooting for this one monster. Is it Monster F? I forget. But
Uh,
but he ends up building allies along the way. So it's like he's a villain because that's how he was created. But that make no mistake, there is character development there. It's not just a two-dimensional. That's just who you are, and that's who the Rangers are. There is character development there. Um, my second one was in Gantz, and it's
ooh,
not like the series Gantz. Um, it's not like you're rooting for the villains, but it's just like the character of Kei Kurono, who was the protagonist of Gantz for most of, if not the entire series. He was super trash, like trash as a character, like just high school pervert, like making all the wrong decisions. And he somehow makes it out of the game initially, lives a regular life, comes back, and he becomes better as a protagonist. But man, in the first go around, you were rooting for his homie Kato, who is like overall just a better fucking human than you were for Kurono, who is just a super trash individual. But yeah, I'd say Go Go Loser Ranger and then Gantz with K Kurono. All right, I'm gonna pass it over to
yeah.
you, Bryce.
I just want to say that Gantz has one of the worst people in all of manga that I've ever read. Um, I don't know if you remember him, TJ, but he decided to bring more people into the game in a very crazy, fucked up way. And the cherry on top was that he did it in blackface.
Ugh.
Do you remember that?
I do not remember that. I'm gonna have to reread.
It's messed up. It's
Huh.
really messed up. Um, yeah, there's a reason why I dropped gas. Okay, so my list. All right, here's some. So number one, One Piece. I
What?
love Luffy. I
Oh,
love the
wait.
Straw Hat.
Okay, that makes sense. Because technically,
No, 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 no. Let me finish.
all right, I should let
I
you
love
elaborate. My bad.
Luffy. I love the Straw Hats. But best believe, unfortunately, I am Team Blackbeard. He's too cold. He ain't shit. I understand that he ain't shit. But god damn, why he's
He's
so cold with it?
actually a pirate.
He's
Like,
actually a pirate, so I can't be bad. He just doing him, bro. He fucking up people. He betrayed Ace. He got him killed. He got him murked. He talked shit to Luffy in front of his face about killing, getting his brother killed. The nigga killed people just to steal their fruit. He
yeah.
betrayed. He betrayed his daddy. Nigga took him in and called him his son. He betrayed that nigga. He had his crew shoot him up. But god damn, that nigga flossy. That nigga got it on though. He cold. I
Hey, this is
can't
a little
help.
concerning.
He
Like,
cold. I can't help but fuck with Blackbeard. I don't wanna. I hate the fact that I like this nigga, bro. He too cold. He got a cold. He got two fruits. He got two fruits. It's fucked up how he got both fruits.
mm.
He got a dope ass crew. They all evil. All
Oh,
evil. He got a crazy ass boat. This nigga just took over an island and just niggas be on that partying all day. He a Yonko, bro. Like he do it. He living his dream, bro. He
true.
ate shit though. He ate shit. I will
That
openly
part.
say he ate shit, but damn, he hard not to root for, bro.
I
I
mean,
can't help but smile when I see Blackbeard. He
uh,
took this is spoilers. He fucked up Law. I'm not mad.
that's
Law one of my favorite
damn.
characters. He fucked him up.
And you said I'm not mad.
I'm not mad. And Law is one of my favorite characters.
Uh,
All right. Number two, Prison. I read the manga. Listen, in retrospect,
wait, which series? My bad.
Prison School.
Oh, oh.
Yeah, I read the manga. In retrospect, them little niggas needed to be locked up. Nah, they was wilding, bro. They was wilding. The whole reason why they got put in the prison school was sneaking out and peeping on the girls at the school. Like y'all niggas is dangerously dumb horny for no reason. Like y'all niggas need to chill. It was crazy.
Hmm.
Did they deserve to get their ass whooped? A little bit, because they was just insane and just going about shit too crazy, bro. I get you want to Guan Yu figure. You ain't got to shit yourself in class.
Ew.
You know what I'm saying? Just to like get the plan going and shit. It's just a lot, bro. It's a lot. It's just a whole lot of extra. And in retrospect, yeah, them little niggas needed to be in prison school. They needed to be. They should have been expelled. But that goes into the whole thing with the dad. The principal, but he too horny. Like what is going on with y'all? What's going on in our world? These motherfuckers is too horny. Number three is Doro Hidoro.
Hmm.
Um, so it's weird in that the good guy is also this is a spoiler. I'm sorry. The good guy is also the bad guy, but the bad guys are also kind of cool. Like they're super cool.
Hmm.
I don't know if you've seen it, but like people walk around with that heart mask.
Yeah, I haven't seen Dodo Dodo.
But have you seen people cosplay and they got like a suit on and they got like a mask that's shaped like a heart?
No, I don't think so.
Well, they if yeah, a lot of people cosplay that. I saw it at C2E2. Like it's just really cool characters. You can't not help but like fuck with the villains.
Hmm.
Especially like there's a really slow part in Dodo Hidodo, but yeah, it's just really cool. Number four, sorry, there's one more because I just thought of this when I was thinking about Blackbeard. Oscar Vinland Saga.
Yeah,
He ain't shit, but god damn it, do you understand? And god damn it, you rooting for him
he
at the
had the strongest plot twist in that
the
series.
strongest.
I was like,
He
what?
he he turned it around in a millisecond, and he never lied. He never
So
lied.
I fucking hate Vikings. I was like, sir?
Fucking hate him, but he working with him. Nigga, there is a hell. Oscar Lott is there, but god damn it.
Yeah, that was pretty insane.
Yeah, that was Thorfinn's real dad right there. Thorfinn learned though. He didn't end up like Oscar Lott. That's the
Mm.
whole point. All right. And the last one. Good old fashioned anime. Actually, there's another one that I want to say. 91 Days. TJ, have you ever seen 91 Days?
No, I
Okay.
feel like it keeps coming up.
All I'm gonna say is the main character, he not wrong.
Damn.
He not wrong. But by the end of that shit, I'm looking at you funny. I'm looking at you kind of funny. I get why you did it, and I can't be mad that the reasons why you did what you did. But goddamn, bro, goddamn, you there's some motherfuckers that took a hit that really shouldn't have took it.
Mm.
Um, and another one that I thought of, Black Lagoon. Everybody a bad guy in Black Lagoon. So really, if you rooting for anybody, you know, you're rooting for the villain. Even
Mm.
Rock. Rock is definitely a villain by the goddamn OVAs.
Hmm.
Remy is a sociopath. Um, uh, uh, yeah, Black Lagoon. They all on some evil like shit. So if you like anybody, you're rooting for the villain.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my list.
Well then, all right, y'all. With that, this brings us to the end of the episode. As far as what you can expect next week with the topic of the week, it looks like our next topic of the week is, oh, I remember writing this one. Things you appreciate from a good mangaka. Because we did have the pet peeves one a while back. Flip the script. What do you appreciate from a good mangaka? Um, with that, y'all, as far as what to expect manga wise, hold up, opening up the Viz app. Barring any like unforeseen circumstances, we should expect new Hajime no Ippo to drop. It looks like Jujutsu Kaisen will be back. We can of course
Yeah,
expect Sakamoto Days. But we will probably not get any Kaiju number 8. Trying to see if we will be getting another Chainsaw Man this week. No, we will not be getting Chainsaw Man this week. So we can expect, at the very least, Hajime no Ippo with an asterisk. For sure, Sakamoto Days. For sure, Jujutsu Kaisen. Right. And of course, our topic of the week, things you appreciate from a good mangaka. All right, guys, this has been episode 124 manga. And thank you all so much for listening, sharing, engaging. We do appreciate it. You can find this podcast on any podcast distribution platform by simply searching for Now Mind You Podcast. In terms of social media, the handles are damn near all the same at Now Mind You Pod, at NOWMINDYOUPOD. If you're trying to reach out to me on social media, you can find me on Instagram at Tuss4Skate. That's TUSS number 4 underscore SKATE. Bryce, where can they find you?
you can find me on Instagram at Axe_Onsa. That's AXE_ONCA, baby. Where can they find Matt?
With his strong ass branding at Matt Hambrick on damn near everything. That's MATTHAMBRIC. Thank you, everyone. Peace.
Peace.